So hey, my name is Phil. It's short for Felicia, but I've always been called that, so it's not really weird to me, but a lot of people do find it pretty strange. Although I think it gets me more job interviews that way. Today I'm going to be making a place that I call Astrology Apartments. It's sort of like a boarding school, I imagine, that will have a room for each astrological sign and maybe a few more. Yeah, I kind of want it to be like, just really every room feels like somewhere different. You just don't even feel like you're in the same building. This is my first voiceover ever, so be gentle with me. It takes a lot of hyping yourself up to actually convince yourself to do this, so bear with me. Let me know if I can do any better and if there's any different ways that I should be doing this. Obviously, it's not going to be the best. It's the first time. But yeah, here I am roofing this house. It's an easy roof, but I still mess it up quite a bit and change it even late in the game because it's just not right. You're not supposed to have like little divots where things could get stuck and the rain would gather, so I had to fix things later. But here's what we're going to do for now. Yeah, I kind of want this place to feel like, big hallway. It's sort of like a dorm room, but more school for special gifted children, let's say. I found this cool headmaster on the gallery that I'm going to have as the owner of the building, and then I'll create potentially 12 Sims to live there with the headmaster, and each one will be their own specific sign and room. It's going to look really cute. I'm a Virgo. What do you guys? Feel free to leave some comments. No one has commented on any of my videos yet, so you would be the first. It would be a big deal for you. Yeah, I'm not the best at making porches or roofs or yards, but I still love building in The Sims. It's like my favorite thing to do. Usually when I make a family, I'll end up playing them, making the house really amazing, and then eventually I'll just start over and make another amazing house and then play a different family. And I want to create legacies and have generations, but I've never actually successfully gotten to a second generation, or I guess we could say third. I have never gotten to a third generation. It's really hard for me. I always want to move and change, and if I stop playing for more than a week, I'm ready to try something else. I don't know about you, but I just can't help it. I'm always checking out a new game, a new, house format. I love bunkers, and I also love the apartments in cities. It's just, there's so many options. I can never stay in one place. I'm just sitting here in the closet of my house in one of my bedrooms here, and the cat is playing with a toy just outside the closet, so I'm sorry if you hear any of that, but he's having a good time, so we're not going to stop him. Man, I really tried to do something with these circle roofs, but overall it was just more of a challenge than I thought I was signing up for. It was like, oh my goodness, none of them were the same. They weren't the right size either, but I just went with it. I just wanted to make sure this looked really grand. So like, if you were going to this boarding school, what kind of room would you want? What kind of things do you think would make like specific for your sign? Maybe something unique or special. I'm not that knowledgeable on the signs, but my girlfriend loves astrology, so I was just going to get her help on the entire thing. But if you have any ideas to offer about this, I know a lot of people love astrology and get really into it. Yeah, I never choose green when it comes to eaves troughs and trim and all that, but it just felt like that, the Statue of Liberty, sort of like oxidation on copper kind of deal. I just wanted it to look like a sort of weathered by time. It can be such a challenge to make houses that look different from the normal builds. I mean, I know I tend to lean in a certain direction. It's really cluttered, family homes. So it's really fun to really push yourself to be, you know, unique and to make like a red brick Victorian manor once in a while. What's your favorite sim build you've ever made? I personally made this witch cabin a long time ago, and it was just my favorite. I think I made better ones since, but that one just had so much character. It was just like a 1-bedroom single witch home, but yeah, it was so much fun when I first got that pack. I couldn't help but to make a super awesome witchy place. And I don't know how Simsy does it. Her roofs are always so perfect, and I just struggle every time to just try to get that normal looking setup. So the truth is, I actually built this place. I took a speed build video, and then I accidentally didn't save the game, and I shut it down just not thinking, and I ended up having to rebuild it. So this is completely different from, well, not completely, it's different from the last speed build video. You know, it just, as I was rebuilding it, of course, make changes here and there, so we got 2 different red brick colonial, or whatever, Victorian mansions. I don't know why, but this house kind of reminds me of like the Umbrella Academy, just like that. I guess that's the concept, and really it's just like weird gifted children, unique, really over the top kind of. I'm gonna make it very luxurious, I think. Can't wait to see what comes out of this place. Yeah, this is only like my 6th or 7th build on, or maybe even 5th on YouTube. I haven't really made that many things on YouTube, but I have been building in The Sims for like 5 years or so. My girlfriend turned me onto The Sims when we first met, and I was just like addicted. I love building so much, and I actually love building miniatures, like real life things as well. So it perfectly stretched over into my craft hobbies outside of the computer. I don't know if you guys have ever played with or dealt with miniatures, but they are just so cute. I think that's what I can't let go of. I love them so much because they're just so cute and small. Oh my goodness. My cat's is high. Yeah, and I just love messing with all the little tiny details and taking my time on something like that. It's just so rewarding to see this tiny little thing that you made that you really put effort into, even though it's completely useless. I know it's totally useless. It's just so cute. Not everything has to have a use, right? Is she looking nice and red with the bricks? But it's hard to decide on railings. I changed them like 3 more times after this. I love that little lattice foundation. That's my favorite foundation to use in the game. So yeah, this is like, you know, it's going to be a pretty cool place, but I haven't really gotten the outdoor garden area figured out that well. So if you have any ideas about how I can make it even cooler, I think it should have more of a study vibe, but I was really just focused on the house this time. So maybe I'll put in like a chess area and like a nice classic garden in the back. I love the slider on the columns. It's one of my favorite things because it can just, sometimes you can just reach that extra little bit that you needed. Oh, so grateful for that update. Man, I just ordered this, speaking of miniatures, I just ordered this adorable kit and it came in the mail today and I just cannot wait to get started on it. I'm gonna make a video of the whole thing. It's like this pink, adorable, tiny bedroom, no, it's a whole house. It's like this little adorable house with like a bunk bed area and a master bedroom area. It's gonna be so cute, so I'm gonna make a video on it. And yeah, check that out if you like. It's gonna be pretty neat. This kind of reminds me of like an old clock tower. Something like that. Man, I need to talk like a lot faster if I'm going to keep up with the other Sims voiceover people. I just don't have all the words and the thoughts ready, I guess. Recording a voiceover has got to be one of the more challenging parts. I mean, you got to get over the hurdle of just hearing yourself speak on recording, which I know everybody hates, and I know I'm going to suffer trying to edit this, and I don't know if I'm even going to get through it, or if this is even going to get added to the video, but man, if you have any tips on how to get over hatred of your own voice, I would love to have those tips, because I really need help with that. I'm just putting in these little dormer windows. I'm trying to make this place look like it has more to it than it really does. Just give it that really overwhelmingly large, epic look. It's just so, yeah, the dormer windows are a great addition, I think. I end up doing like my own version of it because, you know, none of them really fit in. There's nothing good in green in the selection, but, you know, the good thing is you can always make your own if you take your time with it. I watched so many videos today on tips on building because I knew I was going to make this video and I just didn't want to miss out on any awesome tips that I might not know about. But even still, I mean, I learned a lot and I just want to keep watching them because there's so many little things that a lot of people are able to do that I just never think of. Like so many different tools you can use for whatever you want if you really are smart about it. But obviously a lot of us just build those little square houses and enjoy the best that we can do, which is just a little, you know, simple. And yeah, I was watching these videos and I just realized like I am not a good builder, but I learned a lot and I'm just going to keep watching them. And once I put in these little dormers, its house kind of looks like, I don't know, it looks like an old man just looking at you like, oh. Yeah, I see it. I'm going to put this in the gallery under my name as well, Phil the Builder, same name on the gallery. I have a few built on there and Sims that I've made and stuff, but I mean, you can check it out if you want to. Maybe you could build your own astrology rooms to go in here. That would be really cool to see. Yeah, the weather is so beautiful today. It was like 15 degrees where I'm from, and we went out and tried to learn how to skateboard. Well, my girlfriend tried to learn. I just recorded her a bit and laughed because I can't stand on it while it's moving. It's just I don't know how to distribute my weight properly. I think I just, you know, I always end up leaning in the wrong direction and it just didn't work. But man, my girlfriend went from like getting a skateboard and saying I want to try to do this to like fully riding across the parking lot and back like 15 times. And I just wish I had that kind of balance. I do not. Balance is one of my things. But I am an artist. I was an art teacher before COVID happened. I was an art instructor, I should say. I was working at bars, going around and teaching these art classes for a company called Paint Night, which I don't know if you did know it, but anyway, it was a really awesome job and I loved it. I connected with so many people and painted every night to groups of like 30. I loved it so much. It was the best job, but it's just not doable now since COVID, and yeah, that was a real bummer. It was a hard year for me It was a hard year for everyone. I know everybody keeps saying that, though. It was a hard year for everyone. And I mean, it just feels very, it's difficult and a bit devalidating. I lost someone very important to me this year. It's just so hard to talk about because everybody seems to brush things off like everybody's had a bad year this year. But, technically we all have bad years, but we still let each other talk about it usually. And just, I think this year has been bad for that, for sure. But yeah, I used to teach these art classes, teach people how to paint, just beginner stuff, not like challenging real art, but just beginner paintings, and it was awesome. I might eventually make some videos on that. I don't know if anybody wants to see it, but yeah, just something I used to do. Really enjoyed it. Before that, I had such terrible, stage fright. I never thought I could do a job like that, but then, I got this offer, and it just felt like a real dream. So somehow you just fake it, and it just worked. I got horrible reviews from my guests at first because I was so nervous that I would stutter and barely get through. Rush it because I just wanted it to be over. But yeah, eventually I became really good at it, and people would compliment me on my presenting skills. I'm pretty good at public speaking once I get the hang of it, but it can be really hard to get past that learning curve in a new job where you're like, can I even do this? And for that job specifically, I was nauseous almost every day because of the thought of going to present for 2.5 hours in front of 30 full-blown adults. And telling them what to do. It was really difficult, and people a lot of the time would question me, and eventually they didn't anymore because my confidence was up, but it was just a real challenge of an experience. I'm really glad that I did, though. I gained a lot of confidence from it, which I quickly lost again after COVID wrecked that, but I'm trying to get that back, and hopefully doing this voiceover will help because, it feels like I'm talking to people again, which I haven't all year, so if anyone's been listening, thank you for listening. I appreciate you just hearing me speak, because I don't even know if anyone's heard me speak all year since all this happened. I made this little back room thinking this could be a really great place for, one of the really sunny, happy signs to have like a really cute little hexagonal room with like lots of windows. I think that'll be really nice. And it has its own separate entrance, so it has a bit of extra privacy, Yeah, here I am making the back deck. It's really not the best, but I'm pretty happy with the little lower section. I think I did a good job there. I'm not the best at doing like outdoor terrain and like backyards. I feel like they always look so forced, but I'm just trying it. It's a nice big deck. I like a big deck. I'm just kidding. I'm actually gay, but that's just a joke anyway. Yeah, and then I wanted to put like a little pool into this deck, so it has like, that feeling of the above ground pool that feels underground. A little bit of extra pizzazz around it. See that little column? Oh, that was just so nice. Just snaps right into place. But then this one is a no-go. Can't go that tall. I'm going to make this a little back area with lots of windows here. It's going to be like a mud room, an area where you take off, put on your shoes, kind of just like a sunny place to leave your coats and plants, stuff like that. So yeah, I have 3 cats. I have one named Raz, one named Rue, and one named Fig. Fig is the oldest one. She's been with me since I was 17. I'm 27 now. So it's been a while. She moved out with me when I left my parents' house after high school, and we never looked back. She's like this fluffy rag doll, really. We call her mashed potato because she's just really squishy, and she doesn't really hold up her own weight at all. Just kind of hangs there in the holder, which is kind of one of my favorite things about her. Just like a big mushy armful of mashed potatoes. Just fallen out. Her hair is super long, it gets everywhere, but I mean, how can you turn down that adorable mashed potato cat? Yeah, the windows on the back are a little bit messy, but I figure, like, you know, it's a house. It's not going to be perfect everywhere, and I think the back of the house, you should allow a few odd windows here and there. Like, no one's house is that perfect. Well, that's crap. There are people's houses that are that perfect, but, you know, it's kind of fun to have a little character in the back where no one sees it anyway. Yeah, terrain paints are so nice to help get that like worn-in kind of vibe with the ground, but I feel like I am wildly underusing them. I'm sure there's tons of cool ways that I could have made this better. I'm gonna watch a bunch of videos on how to make backyards in The Sims and terrain, because that's my next place of learning, and I'll let you know what I learned for sure. So I have 3 subscribers. One of them is my girlfriend, one of them is me, and another one is some guy, and I appreciate that guy. Hey, if you're listening, thank you. But if you'd like to join that amazing tribe, I mean, I know I just completely sold it, so I hope you will. Go ahead and hit subscribe. And I'm like brand new at making videos, but I'm definitely gonna get better, so it might be kind of fun. Like, you can watch someone go from level 1 to whatever level I get to. Hopefully a good one, but let's just wait and see. I may eventually make some art videos, so if you're interested in that, definitely let me know, because I haven't painted really since all this happened, so I'd love to have a reason to do that again. I use these little roof bits to make this like semi-balcony looking thing, but man, I love these little roof bits. They really help, I think, bring this house to the next level and give that like kind of old look, that, you know, that kind of older looking vintage appeal to it. I really enjoy the look of those. And then I added them up here just to make this look thicker and to separate that top floor a little more, make it feel more like towery. This is a great lot, but man, when you look at this house from the map view, it does not look good, because for some reason the front of the house, where it meets up with the sidewalk there, is not the front of the house. It actually should be turned toward the river that you can see on the side there. I don't know why on earth they would put the sidewalk like that and then make you turn it toward the river. Oh my goodness. But now it looks absolutely ridiculous in map mode, but it's so nice when you visit that I'm just gonna let it be how it is. Maybe I'll put some more trees around it so that it doesn't, it's not as visible from the map, because it just looks wrong. It's turned sideways and you see the wrong side of it. But like, what is that with these lots anyway? They always, I feel like they look so different when you go to map view, but this one especially is pointed the wrong way. I'm like looking for the clocks. I'm like, what if I actually make it into a clock tower? That would be pretty cool, but then, you know, it's a little too extra. It kind of draws away from the rest of the house. It looks like a shop sign. I'm like, this isn't a clock shop. This is not where you go to buy clocks. This is Astrology Apartments. Well, it's currently just Oak instead, but this is going to be a place where you go to be your true sign. Not the clock place, not a clock shop. Now at this point, you know, I'm just trying to make this as extra as possible. I feel like every time I add another layer, I'm like, oh, that's a little fancy, it's a little fancier, it's a little fancier. So I just keep doing that and adding more, like 2 chimneys and lots of those roof pieces, and I'm putting like some kind of overhang, because it just feels like dramatic. Can't resist. Are there any good build challenges lately? I've got to find a good challenge to do. I bet that would be a lot of fun. and maybe a decent video too. If you know of any good challenges I should try, let me know. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I'm thinking of making maybe this building on the left like a study, or a part of it a study, like a big study, so it feels like a school. You know, I want it to really feel very border school, but like very fancy, private, small. Only 12 kids go in there. It's very small. Yeah, so for the landscaping, I'm just looking around at what's already here around the lot and just trying to duplicate that a bit and make sure it looks like it's blending in. Which, I mean, I think I do an okay job of that, but it can be a little hard. It always kind of feels like, you know, it's separate, but I'm going to just figure out how to do better at that. Let me know if you have any tips. Buttload of these flowers. Feels like a little meadow back here. I kind of want this to eventually be like a more grand garden. But sometimes in The Sims, I can have a lot of fun starting with a house that I intend to make look better as a part of the game. So like maybe I'll make my sim a gardener, one of my sims a gardener, and then I'll have that part of the backyard start to flourish. And it's like they did it, even though they didn't. We know they didn't, but it feels like they did it, which is, I mean, for me, that's enough. I tend to make up a lot of little things about my stories when I'm playing with my sims to make them feel more real. Like I'll have a sim, you know, go through money troubles and intentionally make things a little harder at times. I've had sims that do things, you know, that aren't healthy for them with the thought that they're going to recover from it. And it's like their story, it's not always maybe the best way to play, but I really like to feel like my sims are developing as I play them and not just like getting more skills, but like changing as people. I don't know. It's just a thing. So yeah, I play a little bit weird. I think I might make the garden more dramatic when my sim learns the gardening skill. I'm just finishing this up with a little patio, fence there. I'm going to work for that little walkway defining edge, really. I wish they could just be a little less fancy, but hey, I like how it looks with it defined like that. But yeah, this is the house. It's one of my favorites, and I can't wait to get inside and separate it all out into rooms and start building really crazy, cluttered, you know, horoscope themed rooms. It's going to be so awesome. There's going to be 12 of them. I'm going to take my time with every single one, make them really cluttered because that's just the way I love it. So I hope you'll stick around and check it out. Make sure that you hit subscribe if you'd like to be one of the 3 elite people who enjoy me, including me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and for listening, and I hope you have a super awesome week, super awesome day, and just be kind to yourself and to everyone else, okay? All right. Bye!